the lightest 17x9 rims that you can buy, as far as I'm aware, until you get into like carbon fiber or highly specialized rims. Hey folks, this is Jesse with Find My Wings. Welcome back. I wanted to talk about our new rims. Now, off the bat, these, as you may know and may see already, are Wedssport tc105x, and these are 17x9 plus 35s. Now, originally I did get these used with some 255 RS4s on them, which I drove around for a while, but the RS4s are pretty worn out. And so we just had the chance to get these new Continental Extremecontact Sports. These are 245s, so tucked in a little bit better to the car, as you can see here. So we got all this installed, balanced, and we got a full alignment on the car. So really with the alignment on this, you can only do the toe in the back. There's no camber. I didn't do camber bushings or lower control arms or anything like that. So the back just kind of got realigned to make sure it's good, but the front, we do have OEM style camber bolts in the car. And so we're running about 1.6 degrees of negative camber right now in the front, just so we can take care of some of that understeer that this car notoriously has with that very even and neutral front alignment. Now going up to a 245 and 17x9 plus 35, of course, you're getting a little bit of poke here, as you can see, walking around the car. And so I definitely did notice that it needed camber just to tuck it in a little bit. And as you can see, you actually can't see any tread, so we're not throwing too much dirt right now. We are seeing some tread down here, so we are throwing a little bit of dirt up the side, but it's not too bad. We got the toe pretty neutral actually in this car right now. I appreciate a neutral toe in the front. You can have a little bit in the back, but I like the front to be pretty even and neutral. And then being able to just get that full alignment has made the car feel like a whole new beast. So originally I filmed this little video when it had crappy worn out RS4s on it and just an OEM alignment with no camber bolts. And the car just felt kind of weird. It wasn't really getting the full impact of what this is doing for the driving experience of this car. So we've looked at it, we know it fits. To talk about fitment really quickly, when I first installed them without any camber, without any alignment, they did clunk a little bit here and there, so we have taken care of that. We made sure that the shop gave it a good look over. The 255s are a little bit wide. It would collide with the body a little bit, as far as I could tell, when you had it fully locked in reverse going over a bump. So rare occasion, but it was worth getting fixed because I do reverse this car, I do drive it normally, and so you will get that, and we don't need to make collisions with the wheel and the tire in the car, especially on these nice wheels. So the final pieces here are we do actually have the Wedsport's center caps, and we have Kics R40 Iconix lug nuts with one locker for each wheel. And so these are neochrome. I really love the look of these on the car. I think it is kind of still a neutral, pretty balanced OEM looking car, but these just pop a bit. And as you can see, my tires are shined up right now. The wheels are pretty clean, so everything looks pretty good. Overall, 17x9 plus 35 fits very well on this car. With a 255, you cannot run much camber, or you will collide with the original strut tower. And so to kind of get away from colliding with that, of course, we went down to a 245. And then once we got the alignment, it's really hard to show, but I can just barely fit my finger. Like, I mean, when I say just barely, I mean it compresses the heck out of my finger between the wheel and the actual spring. So it's a pretty tight fitment, but it gets us all that grip. This car is notoriously under-gripped in my opinion. It makes it pretty slippery. The Primacy HP OEM tires are pretty crap when you put them in really any situation other than just fuel economy. And so this has been a huge improvement. I mean, we're looking at it, we're talking about it, let's go take it for a drive and see what this really does. So one of the first big differences you'll notice when you're going up to a 245 and the 17x9 plus 35, or 245 probably on most wheels, is that it does kick more dirt. So it's kind of hard to pick up. This road just got cleaned by the looks of it with a street cleaner, so it's actually a pretty happy road, not much debris. Driving down some side roads, you do hear a lot of dirt being kicked up. With the amount that these poke out, it just picks up more dirt and throws it up the side of the car, so you can hear it cladding with things. Nothing I'm too worried about though, it's just the name of the game at the end of the day. So comfort and sound-wise, they feel pretty good. They are stiffer like I was mentioning, but they're quite quiet overall. When I had the RS4s on there, they're so sticky, they were so low tread wear that you could just hear it picking up everything, and it caused a lot of road noise. Now on these Continental Extremecontact Sports, it sounds great. It sounds about stock. It sounds about normal. Even coming from a 215 to a 245, there isn't too much difference in road noise as far as I hear it, other than some of those rocks actually coming up. But apparently everybody has the day off today because it's very busy out here. So let's get off the beaten path a little bit. So first corner. You can hear that sound generator going around kind of the first corner, coming out of it. You know, the tires are still cold. I'm still getting used to this setup, so I'm not doing anything too crazy, but you immediately feel that the car doesn't just push anymore. This car understeers like heck from the factory, and it's not a good confidence-inspiring feeling. Right now, it feels like, even if I just do some like moose tests right now, the car hunkers down. So between that alignment of having 1.6 degrees of negative camber in the front of the car and these Continental Extremecontact Sports, the car all of a sudden feels planted. It feels like it wants to go through a corner. Normally you have no contact with the road on those 215s, not really a good material on the tire either on the Primacy HPs, and a very neutral toe in the front. And so the car always feels like it's pushing a little bit when you push it hard in any way. Now, I did try this car on OEM wheels and tires with 20 mil spacers because it just made the car look a little better. I figured it might make it handle a little better. I was wrong. It made the car feel awkward and weird. I was very surprised. This is a car that I bought because you can feel so much fine tuning and little things here and there about the car. And the spacers made it feel a little laggier. The car, I don't know, it somehow felt the weight of them. Or maybe it was in my brain, but it felt weird. But now, when I shove this car into a corner, slow it back down here. We're not street racers. We're not trying to get in trouble. But it goes around a corner and it feels nice. It doesn't feel like your scrub radius or anything is off place. It feels like the tires are where they should be, and the steering feels very connected and natural. So I highly advise getting the right wheels and tires over putting spacers on OEM wheels or tires. It's just not great. Now the other big piece is that with spacers, I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was a scrub radius. I don't know if maybe I had shitty spacers or something like that. It felt a lot more vibraty. I was curious if it was just because the wheels are farther out and so it affects some of that natural frequency of the suspension. But this car is also much farther out now on these 245s with a plus 35 offset. And it feels great. It feels better than OEM, I guess is the only way to put it. If OEM is comfortable and a really calm medium, this is that plus a crap ton of grip. And it's something I'm very, very happy about. So I am cheating a little bit. I have driven this car around a bit before making this video. And so the Continental Extremecontact Sports, I've driven them around 5 degrees Celsius and they were perfectly fine. That's when RS4s failed hard. They were just solid chunks of rubber that did not grip the ground. These do very well when it's about 5 degrees Celsius. That's the coldest that I've had them on so far. We'll of course see how they do when it gets later in the year, wetter and colder. And that's the other piece, rain. So something like an RS4 or a lot of different 200 treadwear range tires do not do well in rain. You have to go to something like a Pilot Sport 4S or a Pilot Sport 4 to really get some of that rain contact. I don't know what you'd call it. Grip in the rain. It gets rid of the water and you're actually gripping the road. These tires do outperform the Michelins in standing water. So, I mean, you know, I'll take what I can get, whatever that means to you. But to me, it means that when I'm driving through heavy rain, heavy water, I can trust these tires to stay gripped. But they also have one of the largest contact surfaces for a 245 of this type. So it's a really good balance. That's why I chose them. They were a little bit more than some of the other things, Indy 500s and such, but Indy 500s I don't think are great if you're daily driving a car. And ultimately, these Continental Extremecontact Sports rate highly in every category. So I've been a huge fan so far. So altogether, about $3,500, including the alignment and the balance and the install of the tires. This feels great to me. I know people that have spent way more on that, things that really are just stancy and make the car kind of worse at the end of the day. So my advice is, if you're going to be spending this, if you're getting real wheels, if you're getting good tires, you're probably going to be into a few grand. And that's a big chunk of money on a car that's worth about $20,000 Canadian. So get the right stuff, hold out, get the right rims, whether it's the offset, the quality, the brand, the shape. Hold out, get the right tires too, because tires make such a difference on a car. You could just take the OEM tire or rims on this car, put better tires on it, and you'd have a much better vehicle. But again, get the right stuff. Michelin's worth it sometimes, but $100 to $150 more a tire compared to Continental Extremecontact Sports, that's not worth it. And, you know, that's about it. So I'm going to get out, I'm going to walk around, show this look again. And I hope this has some value to you, whether you're considering putting 17x9s on your car, whether you're considering Extremecontact Sports, if you want to know about the lug nuts, if you want to know about the center caps, anything like that. That's what we're here to talk about. So again, let's do a final little walk around of this car. Now that it's nice and sunny out, we're not stuck in the garage, and see how it really looks. So you can see it just fits the car so nicely. Everything's clean right now. It polishes up gorgeous. The gray gunmetal color looks so good on this asphalt gray color, and they fit the car. No more anemic feeling, leg days, skipping feeling look. And once we get into the sun here, you can see the car's a little dirty. See that metallic asphalt gray coming out? These lug nuts just pop. It fits the car so beautifully well, in my opinion. It just finishes it off, and in my opinion, this is a necessity on this car. Some people say wheels and tires first, some people say springs first, some people say a tune and a header first. That's up to you. If you really feel like the car needs more power, do a header and a tune. It's good value. If you are like me and you felt grip issues and the car just looks a little bit off, wheels and tires are so worth it. And if you're really performance, so you need that stance, so you're doing something specific, then I guess coilovers are worth it. Lowering springs is, you know, something I've considered, but they're not quite as high a value in this car. I think I would rather just wait and do the right coilover, something like a KW V3 if we ever went that way. But we'd have to consider insurance and things like that. All of this is insured. It's on my insurance. This car is perfectly good if it gets in an accident. We have full coverage, liability, everything like that. So this has been my video. This is up to you. Wedssport tc105x, 17x9 plus 35. Continental Extremecontact Sports 245 40R17s. Kics R40 Iconix. Wedssport centering caps. Stock suspension otherwise, other than some camber bolts and a good alignment here from Red Automotive and Kitchener-Waterloo. I love this. This is so great. This makes the car just complete, in my opinion. I highly recommend something in that 340 treadwear range as long as it's a performance tire. It's the best of both worlds for wear and water and just ownership in general. It still sticks to the ground, but it doesn't kill you on the street. So thank you very much. This is Jesse with Find My Wings. I hope this is valuable. Let me know in the comments. If you have any questions about the fitment, again, these do fit very well in the car with just a basic alignment. You didn't need the alignment, but even with 1.6 degrees of camber in the front, the 245s fit well on a plus 35. So hope this helps. Leave a comment down below. And of course, we appreciate if there's any opportunity for you to subscribe, like, comment, or come back and watch some more of our videos. We got more stuff going on. So thank you very much. Have a good one. This is Jesse.